gone. The program that you have been earning nights and status in since you first started sailing Carnival is gone September 1st. And Carnival Rewards takes over. So I have the full breakdown. I'm going to drop everything on my channel tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. But tonight, I want to make sure that all of you watching know exactly what you need to do before that deadline comes. Okay, so first question to start off, I'm going to make sure this is good, is this. Tell me what your status is right now. And sorry, not status, but tell me where you're at. Have you enrolled in Carnival Rewards? Have you not? Do you not know what's about? Are you wanting to wait? Are you not going to do it? I want to hear all about it in the comments. And then before we get to what we're going to talk about, which is everything about Carnival Rewards, what the program is, I want to go over some news first. So let me open that up. And then hello everyone, welcome to my live. I am so excited that you are joining me. If you are watching this live, hello and welcome. I'm going to say hi to everyone in a little bit. I'm going to get to all these things first. And if you are watching this on a replay, thank you so much for joining also. Okay, so I have been doing some stuff. I've been kind of gleaning through, going through all of my comments and pulling stuff to make sure that number one, make sure I answer your comments, and two, look at patterns of like where there's confusion, where people have questions and stuff so that I can address them. I also want to talk about news. There is, let's see, I think one small piece of news is that, oh, what was it? Now I'm breaking. I should have written this down. Oh, out of Australia, there was some news in that, I think, I really should have written this down. There was an issue with something and debarkation got pushed back. So as a result, embarkation on another ship on the next itinerary got pushed back. So that was some kind of new and updated Carnival news. Let's see, what else was it? Oh, here was the other piece. So Carnival is the first cruise line to partner with Sneaker Impact, and they are in a Miami organization that takes old footwear, keeps it out of landfills, and it gives it gives it to people in need. So what happens is any unclaimed footwear that is left in the cabins will get donated to this charity. And I say unclaimed because I think I haven't known exactly. There is a window, so it's not like they're just going to take your shoes that you left and then they're just going to give them away. There is a window in terms of when you can kind of claim it and make sure. But I think it's really cool. So apparently they've got lots and lots of shoes that never get claimed that were lost. So one, if you kind of like the missing sock in your hamper, if you've got a missing shoe, right? Who throws a shoe? If you've got a missing shoe after going on a cruise ship, make sure you file that lost and found request. But if you lost a shoe or you can actually donate to them too. So, okay, so that was some news. And here's kind of a little bit about what my video is about tomorrow, why I'm doing what I'm kind of centering the live around today. And then we will get to a few questions that I'm going to answer from kind of comments and other stuff in the past. So the reason I'm making this video is because I have seen a lot of, I'll start with angst. There are a lot of angry people about the new Carnival Rewards program. There's also a lot of confusion, and there's a lot in between. And I say this as that there are people who think something is getting taken away, and they don't know the full story, so they're just kind of angry about something. So I want to make sure that you understand exactly what's happening with the rewards program, what they're taking away, which they definitely are, what Carnival is taking away, but also what you get in return. So there is some of both of this. So, oh, and actually, hold on a second. Follow me because I forgot my phone because I need to have my TikTok people. So, all right, we're going to come back. We're going to come grab my phone. You're going on a little tour with me. And this, so my phone is charging. So I need to grab my phone for TikTok. what is it? Oh yeah, so for the rewards program is that a lot of people are just kind of angry because of what they think they've seen, or they've heard that, oh, they're taking away our status, they're blah, blah, blah. So I wanna make sure that you all know exactly what is happening, what you're getting, what is being taken away, but also what they are adding in. And spoiler alert, I really do think that for most people, the program is gonna be much better than it, how do I say that? It adds more than it takes away. Yeah, I'll say it that way. Okay, so let's do this. I'm pulling up my TikTok so that I can answer all the comments and say hi to everyone there. But while I am doing that, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. So Marilyn, hello. How are you doing? It was great meeting you too. Okay, so let me show this. So Marilyn said, yes, we just made Diamond. It was nice being on the panorama. Yeah, so great meeting you too, Marilyn. And congrats on Diamond. That's amazing. That is a huge accomplishment. Carter says, hi, Ruben. Hi, Carter. Then we've got Carl. Carl says, hello. Hi, Carl. Ray of Sunshine, hello. Welcome. And then K-Dub, hello. K-Dub asked, do I get off the ship at every port? If not, what do I do? It depends. So sometimes I get off the ship and other times I stay on the ship. It really kind of depends on what I am doing filming wise. So like the last 2 sailings that I did, the last whatever 14 days that I was on, actually, I think I got off at every port because I was filming a lot for that. But otherwise, sometimes I don't always get off because oftentimes I'm editing and doing stuff. Okay, so let's see. Where is live? All right, let's see. No, that's not it. I swear, I want to say I've done this before, but I don't really do this a lot. So I need to see, how do I find my live on TikTok so that I can see all of your fun comments? So while I figure my life out, I am going to start talking a little bit about rewards. So again, last week I made a video that talked about what you need to do, everyone needs to do, which is what you need to do before September 1st, which is you need to make sure you opt in. So if you do not opt into the new rewards program, then when September 1st hits, you are going to lose everything. So even if you're Diamond, if you did not opt in, you're going to lose it all. The other part for that is that one fun fact is that if you've got the Carnival Rewards MasterCard, then you are opted in automatically, which is really cool. Okay. Where do I go find? Someone needs to help me out. Oh, here we go. Wait. No. That's me. It's me. Look. It's me. But I'm not live. So how do I find my live? One of these days I'm going to figure my life out. Okay, maybe someone told me how to do it. In here, it's probably someone on TikTok who's telling me how to go see my live, and I can't see it. But okay. Oh, you know what? Let's go through it. I'll figure that out in a second. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna bring up some questions that people. Well, actually, no. Let's do this. Let me answer more of your questions here, and then I'll kind of try to figure it out. Nearest Finance says you're platinum. After it ends in 2 years, you're done with them. Okay, so if you want, you are one of the people that I want to make sure you have all the information. If you're just like, I'm over it, you're done, cool. Like, I don't want to say I don't care, but I mean, if you don't like Carnival, cool. You don't have to. I just think it's more room for the rest of us who love Carnival. Paid for a January 2027 on the Paradise and the drink package while I get the rewards, even though they were in VIP. Okay. So this is one of the great questions. And I had this question myself. So if any cruise that you sail on that starts after September 1st, you will get full credit for it in rewards. And stay tuned for my video tomorrow because I explain everything about points and stars. They do different things. You will earn full credit for it because your sailing doesn't take place until after September 1st, even if you've paid for it before. So that's a very common question. I had the same question. So yes, basically the answer to your question is yes, you will get the rewards. New York's Finest said, just tune in. How do I feel about the loyalty change? I think like most people, I don't think it is. I think there are a lot of drawbacks. So I am sad that they are taking away a lot of stuff. But I also completely understand why they're doing this. And I actually think that all other cruise lines are going to follow, because if you think about it, it's just smart business. And yes, I know a lot of people clamor and say, oh, we want more free stuff. But really, if you think, and I talked about this earlier with the sneaker thing, is Carnival's not a charity. They're not in the business of giving away free stuff. And if they did, they would go out of business very soon. Also, if you have stock with them, which I recommend for other reasons, you don't want them to give away free stuff. You want them to make money. You want them to have a good balance between value, what you pay for, and getting stuff. And yes, they do offer some free stuff. Now, do they offer the most? No, but that's what I talk about in my nickel and dime video. And I actually think that the reason they are much lower cost as a whole than any other cruise line is because of the fact that they will nickel and dime you. So I actually think that's a good thing. Same thing with the loyalty program. I think for the majority of people, spitballing number, I'll say like 80 to 90% of people who sail on Carnival, you are better off with the new program. And that is because you can actually earn and get higher status than you ever would with the new program than you could before. And I explain a lot of that in my video tomorrow, but think about it this way. If you're one of those families who sail once a year, you're probably not getting platinum, and there's no way you're getting diamond. But now you actually have a very, very good chance of getting diamond even before you step on your next Carnival cruise. That's a lot of that is a lot of what I'm going to talk about in tomorrow's video. Great question. Okay, so Fanny Dance said, I'm barely going on my first cruise at the end of September. Okay, so in a lot of sense, this doesn't affect you, but watch tomorrow's video because you do want to know everything about the Carnival Rewards program, because this is what will reward you for sailing. Rewards you for a lot of other stuff too. And I will explain and break down what points are, what stars are, and what each does, and they do things separately. Douglas said, question, have you found anything that lists what the onboard credit is for a Milestone cruise? No. I know what it currently is. I do not know what it's going to be under Carnival Rewards, and I do not believe that they have released that yet, but I am curious about it myself. I do know, okay, so it's not the onboard credit, but I do know that you get points. So you get 10,000 points every time you hit a milestone, which I think is 100 days. 50 days I think is different, but when you hit those day, and it's day milestones, not cruises, you will get at least 10,000 rewards points. I don't know what the onboard credit is, but I'm going to try to find that out. Great question. Okay, Annette says, hello from Phoenix. Just got off Frenzy today, and Julius empanadas. Empanadas are amazing. Oh, that's awesome. I am so glad you enjoyed those. Fanny says, I believe I did opt in, but I really don't know what it all means really. Okay, well, that's what, last week's YouTube video and tomorrow's YouTube video is really going to explain. One, answer to a question you didn't ask, but if you are curious, if you did opt in, you're like, oh, I opted in, but I'm not sure. You can actually go to carnivalrewards.com, go to the, I'm not sure which corner is which, go to the upper right-hand corner, and there's a link that you can click for check your status, so you can make sure that you actually did opt in. Okay, Douglas, that's a very good point. You said that the Carnival MasterCard is not available in Canada, and that is correct. As of right now, the Carnival MasterCard is not available outside of the US. However, I have heard that Carnival is in, or sorry, it's not Carnival, it's Barclays, is kind of in talks with different banks to try to bring this outside of the US. So stay tuned for that. Douglas says, you will hit 100 nights on the Panorama in October this year. Oh, that's amazing. So you will get, that will be hitting a milestone. That's a 100-day milestone, and you will get a few things. You'll get 10,000 rewards points. You'll get a special Sail and Sign card. There's a few other things. I've got it. I listed in my video about that, but that will be amazing. Congrats. Carl said, I was just in a Facebook group for my panorama cruise in November, and they were talking about taking off the gratuities. I don't understand that crew works hard for you. Okay. I hear this a lot, and I will give you my thoughts on that very quickly. I actually do want to do a whole video about it, so I'm not going to go into detail, but here is it in a nutshell. A lot of experienced cruisers have talked to crew, and they say that crew tell them they would prefer getting cash, which makes sense. If you ask anyone and they say, hey, would you rather get paid on your paycheck or get paid in cash under the table? Most people would say they'd rather get cash. Not a surprise. Now, so that is why, well, so that's a big sliver. I think there are also people who remove gratuities because they don't believe in them. That I think is, well, I don't want to say unacceptable, but because you can do what you want, but that is something that I would never advocate. Now, for me, I am still doing a lot of research into how the crew gets paid the gratuities, because one, I definitely do think they do. And too much to explain, but I definitely think the crew get their gratuities. But right now, what my brain is trying to figure out is if they actually get, excuse me, if crew actually get, let's say I do $10 in automatic gratuities, is that same $10 the same as $10 in cash? So I am kind of figuring that out. There's a lot of nuance, a lot of subtle detail to it. But what I will say is this: until I have figured that out, I am going to continue doing this, which is keep my automatic gratuities and tip in cash. So that's it for that for right now. Douglas says, I will never make it to diamond because of the change. You can do whatever you say you're going to do. So if you say you're never going to hit diamond, you won't hit diamond. But if you do want to find out some cheat codes on how you can actually get it, you can watch my video. And if not, that's fine. If you want to believe you won't hit it, you can do anything you want to. Cornelius, NCL nickel and dimes boast. Yeah, there's actually a lot of cruises that nickel and dime you. Even the very much vaunted Virgin Voyages, who for a long time had gratuities included, have thought about removing that. So yes, I literally, unless like you're sailing on whatever 7 seas or whatever the most fanciest things is, you're gonna get nickel. And actually, I take that back. I really wouldn't be surprised if the top luxury things nickel and dime you, because I have stayed in some very, I'll say, fancy ass hotels, and they nickel and dime you as well. Well, I won't say that. They don't nickel and dime you. They $10 and $20 bill you or Ben Franklin you, because everyone charges for stuff. It's how the world works. I think it's just your perception of it. But yes, I have heard that NCL does that quite a bit. GLP asks, now do the days apply to previous cruises? I'm going to rephrase that to make sure I understand what you're saying. And you're asking is, if the days I sailed before September 1st, do they count for anything after September 1st? And that answer is a wholehearted yes. Let's say you have 100 days that you sailed before September. Those days don't disappear. They actually still do count for a lot. Now, they don't count for status, but they do count for rewards and bonuses. So what it counts towards is your milestones. So your milestones will give you rewards. They give you things that you can redeem. So the days that you sail before September absolutely do count. Hermione says, hi, Ruben, I have a question for you. When are you going to be on the Carnival Radiance? We have the Hawaii one for 2 weeks in October. I am actually going to be on the Radiance when you get back from Hawaii. So whatever, I think it's like 20 something. So whenever you get back from Hawaii, I will be on the Radiance and doing like a short trip. So that is when I'm going to be there on the Radiance. Carl says, I do both, pay ahead and pay more in cash. Yep, so that is exactly what I do. And I'm going to keep doing that until I really get to the bottom of it, finding out about the whole gratuity thing. But there's a lot of information I know about. And everything that I know points to the fact that crew absolutely does get their gratuities. Douglas says, I always prepay my gratuities when never ask for that back. When a cabin tour goes above and beyond, then I will give them extra cash as well. Okay, that's amazing. And I know a lot of, I think most people do this. I think it's a small, I won't say that. I think most people do exactly what you just do. They do their automatic gratuities, and then some people will actually tip in cash above and beyond that. And I think that's amazing. I think that's great you do that. Douglas also said, even if you do make it to Diamond under the new program, it will only be for 2 years. After September 1st, Diamonds are no longer. That is true. Yeah, even if you make it to Diamond, you do not keep it forever. But outside of cruising, and again, I think the cruising world is going to do the same thing Carnival's doing, but outside of the cruising world, look at any, well, maybe not any, but I'll say any substantial loyalty program and show me a program where they have it for life. Give me any airline program, any hotel program, any what's called airport lounge access program. None of those are for life. I think airline programs are a year. They're not even 2 years. Hotel programs are the same. I got an email from a hotel that says my status is going to expire if I don't have stay there. So that is pretty standard and typical across the travel industry. Do I like it? No. Do I understand it? Yes. So that's the tension. Would I prefer that it's lifetime? Yes, that would be amazing. Do I understand why they're doing that? Yes, I also understand that. So I think I can hold both standpoints saying that, yes, it sucks, while understanding the same point of saying this is why they do it. Same thing of people saying, oh, they should provide free bottled water, or, oh, I love this one, Wi-Fi. I'm actually going to make a whole video about that. They should provide free Wi-Fi because blah, blah. Lots of reasons why, but okay, I digress. New York's Finest. I was told by crew members on my last cruise, the gratuities we pay goes to corporate first, then goes to the rest of the crew, like entertainment, etc. Then our room server gets what's left. Is that true? I'm not going to say this definitively, but I will say this is that as much of the research I have done, it is true, but with a different meaning and intent than what people think it means. So people think, oh, automatic gratuities pay the corporation. No, it flows through the corporation and then back to the crew. It's really just a flow through in the sense that, well, when you pay your automatic gratuities, it needs to go to the corporation because that's how they collect the money. It doesn't go to the corporation in the sense that it is padding their profit. And the reason I can say this with confidence is because Carnival is a publicly traded company. If they had a secret means of revenue, then literally everyone about it in the world can know because their books are open. Publicly traded company. If you have any sort of financing knowledge, if you have balanced book forwards, if you balance a checkbook, if you've looked at QuickBooks before, you can look into their books and you can see that there would be or there isn't a P&L, a profit line that says we are making money from this. Because they do not, I would say they're not making money from it. It flows through them in the sense that it goes to the corporation and then it goes back to the people. Now, things like entertainment, I can't say that for sure, but that could be possible. I don't think it's likely, but also if you think about it, it is, well, yeah. So that one I won't say, I won't confirm or deny because I have not found that out yet. I will say that those gratuities do, I am very, very pretty certain, I'll say like 99, maybe 95% certain that the gratuities go to the people that it's supposed to, which is if you look at, and you can look literally on your, I've got a picture of it somewhere. If you look on your Hub app, it'll break down the 3 groups that it goes to. Okay, Dark Lumen says, I don't understand the new Carnival Rewards program. The Carnival Rewards program. Can I still get platinum? Absolutely, you can get platinum. It's just how you get it is not based on days sailed, but really how much money you spend. And there are a lot of, I don't want to say loopholes, but there are a lot of tricks you can do to get status way faster than you could before. So make sure you watch my video tomorrow, because I not only break down and will explain to you everything about the rewards program, I'm going to teach you the tricks on how you can earn status easier. Douglas says, are you going to be on the 8-night Panorama cruise October 10th this year? It would be great meeting up with you. I first met Mick, the Carnival suit guy on the Panorama. So no, I will not be on in October. I will be on the Frenzy, and then I will be on the Radiance. But I love the 8-night sailings, and I hope you have a great time. GOP said, thank you for all the info you provide. You are so welcome. Thank you for watching. So for everyone who is watching this right now, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. So I'm going to come back onto TikTok to see if I can, again, find out how I can see this so that I can talk to all of you, my friends. Okay, so live. Wait. Ooh, I think I got it. Okay. Wait. Oh, looked like my live stopped. Okay. Well, I guess TikTok just TikToked themselves off, so they are not on there. Dark Lumens asked, Panorama or Radiance, which one do you prefer? I prefer the Panorama. I love the Radiance also, but I definitely prefer the Panorama. I am going to try to start sailing more on the Radiance, because I know a lot of you love the Radiance, and I want to get more videos on that. So that is something that I'm going to be doing. Okay, let's look back at my notes, because there are a lot of questions that people have asked that I'd want to answer at least some of them, or let you know what I'm doing. Oh, and then Douglas, did you ever figure out the airport transfer thing? I think someone had said if you search for it, so let me know if you actually got that. Let's see. So this was kind of based on one of the earlier questions tonight is, does a sailing, let's say August 30th or 31st, does that count under old VIFP or new Carnival rewards? So here is the thing to find that out. If your sailing starts in August, then it is under VIFP. If it starts in September, then it is under Carnival rewards. So for me, I've got a sailing that starts in August and it ends in September. So for anyone who has that, all of your sailing days count for the old VIFP program. So let's say you've got whatever 5 days to hit platinum. If you start your cruise on the 28th and it goes August 28th, 29th, 30th, September 1st and 2nd, 1st and 2nd, those days will count, and you will get 5 days to hit your platinum status. You will get those 5 days. So any sailing that starts in August, all of the days, even the days in September, will count towards your status. Sorry, it will count towards your VIFP status that's based on sailing days. Here's another question. Aletha said, if I cross 50 nights after the new program starts, do I still get the 50-night milestone perks? No. You only get the milestone perks after the program starts. So let's say if I am at 51 days in August and then September happens and I've still got 51 days, I do not get the 50-day milestone. Here's another question. Does the Frenzy serve the traditional Thanksgiving dinner? Yes, it does. She does. Oh, Felicia asked, if I booked under a relative's account, do my offers go to them instead of me? That is tricky to answer. VIFP offers go to the person who booked under the VIFP number, but if you have your own VIFP number, you should get your own VIFP offers. Now, those offers are not the same as what most people think of when they think of an offer, which is a casino offer. Now, the way that you get casino offers isn't based on how it was booked. It's based on how many points you earn and potentially other things, but that's basically all under your casino players card thing. So even if someone else booked your cruise, if you are spending money in the casino, you could be eligible for casino offers. Okay. Barb Smith says, I'm hoping your video tomorrow shows that 2 cruises a year plus certainly everyday spend on Carnival with credit card will get to platinum without too much difficulty. Yes. Excuse me. So without giving away a spoiler alert, yes, I'm going to show an amazing way that even 1 cruise a year for a family, if you have the credit card, can easily get you to platinum, if not diamond. And I am going to talk for Douglas and the other people who are in Canada. I am going to talk about that a little bit as well. Douglas says, I like the Havana area on the Vista class. Yes, I love Havana on Vista class ships. Okay, Douglas said, still no transfers after the cruise are listed. Huh, that's a bummer. Okay, so let me know if you figured this out and how. Because yeah, that is weird that it doesn't show. One thing you could try is try calling your PVP and seeing what they say. Also said, also no LA tours listed for after the cruise. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe try asking your PVP. GLP said, asked, will you ever sail out of Florida? Many different ships. Yes, I definitely do want to sail out of Florida, out of Texas, out of New York. But for right now, I am still just going to focus on Long Beach. Machine said, I am so excited. Oh, that was your Thanksgiving question. Okay, yes. Yay. Okay. Yeah. So if you are on any Carnival cruise ship on Thursday, the Thanksgiving Thursday, there will be a special Thanksgiving meal. That has turkey, all that stuff, stuffing, gravy, all that. So yes, there will be that. That's amazing. Yay, I'm so glad you're on that I was able to answer that. Okay, let's see what other questions that I have. Oh, wait. All right, talked about gratuities. Okay, sailing before and after, the transfers. Yeah. Okay, well, okay, so that answers a bunch of questions. Really kind of going back to the topic du jour, which means of the day, if you speak Francais. So today, really wanted to talk about all things Carnival Rewards. 2 really important things. The first thing is make sure you opt in. So I have a video already released on YouTube, talks about why you need to opt in, how you do that. So make sure you opt into the new program. And then the other thing is just a little teaser that tomorrow I explain everything about Carnival Rewards. And I think everyone really should watch the video, even if you are someone who is frustrated at Carnival and thinks they kind of dealt you a bad hand, because hopefully you will see exactly what Carnival Rewards is, what it does, what they take away, but also what they give you. And I would say if after you watch, because one of the things that I think I've heard consistently is that people are very confused about what the Carnival Rewards program does and how it works. So what I say is, if you're confused about it, you can't be mad about it. Now, if you've read the FAQ like I have and you know every detail, you know that you get your day's milestones, you know exactly what they're taking away and what they are giving you, and you still want to be angry, go ahead. You be angry. You switch to MSC, NCL, or whichever other cruise line you want to, and you go on with your bad self. But what I would say is, don't be angry if you don't know what's going on, because there are a lot of people that I have read in the comments say, oh, they're doing this and this. I'm like, that's not actually true. So don't get pissed about something that isn't actually happening. The other thing is, until you really understand Carnival Rewards and what you get and what you potentially can get, and what I think is going to be a much easier way to earn status, which I break down everything, until you watch that and you really understand, I would say reserve judgment. And tomorrow, if you understand everything and still want to be mad at Carnival, drop a comment in that video and tell me why. But really, that's kind of my ask is, don't get mad until you understand. That doesn't rhyme. It just doesn't have like a little quickie ending, but that's what I say. Okay. Oh, I love these unrelated questions. That's what makes live so special. Okay. Kind of unrelated, but how are they with food allergies? Oh, I love this question. So I would say for the most part, they are amazing. And there are really kind of two places that they excel in this. The first place I will say is the MDR, because hands down, that is where you want to go if you've got a food allergy, a sensitivity, etc. And I actually answered this question earlier, and that was someone who um, very helpfully explained the difference between someone who is gluten-free and has a celiac sensitivity. I don't know if I got that wording correctly, but basically the difference is um, I just need to eat gluten-free, or I need it prepared in an environment that is gluten-free because of my adverse reactions. So either way, and that might be for gluten, it might be for peanuts, so I'm allergic to peanuts. Whatever it is that your food sensitivity or allergy is, the MDR is where you want to go, because what you want to do is this. Go talk to the restaurant host either on day one or at least the day before, explain what's going on, and what they'll do is they can take your order for the next day so that they can prepare your food in the environment necessary to prevent cross-contamination or whatever other things that, that you are worried about. So if you've got food allergies, I think they are great. To go to this level of detail and preparation that they will literally prepare just your meal for you in a separate environment. Of course, you need to do some work, you need to prepare it, and you need to talk to them a day in advance, but they will do this for you. Now, one thing I will say is that there are also a lot of off-the-cuff things, maybe not off-the-cuff, but just on the menu things that you can do. So they've got the normal menu, but they also have a gluten-free menu, and they've got a vegan menu. So if either of those things are things that are fine for you, so you're fine with gluten-free, you're not worried about being in a gluten-free contaminated preparation area, you can order off the gluten-free menu and you can order off the vegan menu. Those are just easy, you can order off the menu. The buffet also can, I don't want to say accommodate, but they can tell you what allergies are where. Now, one thing you do have to worry about at the buffet is that cross-contamination and the fact that they will sometimes mislabel stuff. So I would just say be more careful there. So I think room service and MDR, that is the things that you want to rely on if you've got a food allergy. Great question. Do we select dinner time once embarked or before while on land? Great question. So actually what you want to do is ideally is when you check in, which is 2 weeks before your sailing time, you will put in your dining preferences, which could be for your time dining or if you want early or late dining. The other thing you can do, which is actually the thing that I recommend, is as soon as possible, let your PVP know what your preference is, because those will fill up fast and you get put on a wait list. So if you check in and it says, oh, you're on a wait list or you can't do this, what you have to do then is once you get on the ship, go talk to the restaurant host and ask to be put on the wait list for either early or late dining. Your time dining never has a wait list because it's off the cuff, but that's kind of how you do that. New York's Finest says, on 2 of my cruises, I spent approximately $200 to $500 and received either a free cruise or free drinks all over the ship. My last cruise, I spent over $1,200 and only received free drinks in the casino. It's confusing. Yes. Welcome to casino offers. No one really knows how it works. And I'm not going to pretend to say I know, because everything that I've read on the internet, no one has any clue. I spent way more than $1,200 and my casino offer sucked and I didn't even get drinks in the casino. So yeah, who knows? That's crucial and awesome. Yes. I'm not sure what part you were talking about, but very cool. Douglas asks, how are the nachos in the pain room? I think they're good. Now, one thing about the nachos is that the nacho cheese is cold. We have given them that feedback for at least, but for right now, the nacho cheese is cold, so that's something to be aware of going into it. Ray of Sunshine said, I heard of one person having a reaction after requesting this being done in a big restaurant. Need to slay a few seconds later and need to go to the hospital. Oh, wow. That is a bummer to hear. Was that on a cruise ship or was that in a restaurant? Curious to hear. And then making the order for allergies is awesome. Yes, it really is. The fact that they are custom making you your own dish is cool. All right. Well, I'm glad you were laughing at something. I have no clue what it was. It's probably me. I tend to make people laugh, but that's more at me than anything else. But yes, I'm glad that I got you to laugh. Anywho, so yes, so all of that about Carnival Rewards. So the two things: make sure you are opted into the program, and if you want to be angry about the program, at least watch my video tomorrow first, so you can understand the program. Hopefully you will understand everything that you need to know about Carnival Rewards. If you still have a question about the program after you watch the video, put it in the comments, tomorrow's video in the comments, so that I can answer it. But I spent a lot of time and research on it, so hopefully should answer everything. Rave Sunshine said in a restaurant. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, that is something that I will say about Carnival, is that if you tell them why and you tell them all the things, they are very, very cautious, careful, and will do everything that they can about food allergies for you. So I do think that's amazing. I have heard from friends who are celiac / gluten-free say that they really do love the menu and all the options, and they did not have nearly as many on other cruise lines or ships. Now, I have heard other things from people, but that is something that, just because they were a friend of mine and we had dinner together in the MDR, and that's what she told me. So I'm not gluten-free, so I don't need to worry about it. But I love hearing things from other people so I can pass on information to you. GOP asks, what is a PVP? Great question. I need to remember to talk about my acronyms. A PVP stands for Personal Vacation Planner. Basically, it's a travel agent that only works for Carnival. Now, I should say, you can ask either your travel agent or your PVP, so your travel agent TA or your personal vacation planner PVP. Either of them can put you on the wait list for dining. But that is the only way to do that. I do not believe you can do that on your own, especially because of the fact that the earliest you can even look at your dining preferences is when you check in 2 weeks in advance, and that is already way too late. People's dining preferences get locked in when they book the cruise. It is first come, first serve. So the earlier you book, the earlier you can go on that wait list. One other way that you can get around that kind of is, if you purchase Faster to the Fun, you will jump to the top of the list of all the, I'll say, non-priority people. You still are under list of priority people, but at least that will bump you to the head of the class for anyone who does not have priority. If you really want that earlier late dining time. So that is a pseudo hack for Faster to the Fun. I will say pseudo because I don't think it's a real hack, because I don't know how much of a difference that actually makes, but it is something to think about. All right, so all of that, this is everything about Carnival Rewards. It has been great catching up and seeing all of you. As you see, I am home right now, and I get on a cruise ship on Sunday. So my next 2 weeks, 2 Thursdays, I will be going live from the cruise ship. I will actually also do a live September 1st, because that is when the rewards program goes live. So I'm going to do a video going live explaining everything that changed. I'm going to look at my Hub app. I'm going to tell you all of the things about what actually changed versus what was supposed to change. So you can look forward to those 3 lives coming up in the next couple weeks. And also let me know, I will be on the Cali Country Cruise and the Super Legends Cruise. So I will be on both of those. Let me know if you want me to go live for those and get a sneak peek, some behind the scenes as I'm there. So anywho, I hope you all are doing amazing. It was great chatting with you. Remember to watch my video tomorrow on rewards, and